This movie was probably one of the most anticipated movies of the year, and when I saw the trailer, I was immediately intrigued. With some of the best visuals I think I had seen in quite some time, with that heroic soundtrack in the background, and a brand new reimagining of Superman, one of the most classic and iconic comic book characters. And when I heard that James Gunn was going to be directing it, that also intrigued me as well. He has a good track record in terms of superhero movies. I'm a big fan of the Guardians franchise, along with the Suicide Squad. His rendition of that was also very good, so I thought this is going to be in good hands. Now, he started making some political statements before the movie came out, which is extremely ill-advised right before your movie is going to come out. I don't really know what you have to gain. You really have everything to lose when you're making political, polarizing comments, whichever side of the spectrum you may be on. I just don't think that that's smart. So either way though, I was skeptical that that was going to ruin the movie experience at all, and thankfully I was right in that. Jumping right into it, this iteration of Superman surpassed all my expectations. For starters, I think that David Corenswet, if I said that correctly, is an incredible Superman. I thought that he acted very good. He had a great sense of humility, as well as how the character is written. He was able to juggle comedic moments, heartwarming moments, all with the strength and humbleness that Superman is supposed to have. Alongside him, we have a lot of other cast of characters that appear. Rachel Brosnahan plays Lois Lane, and both of them have incredible chemistry. She's great in the movie. I was also a big fan of Hoult as Lex Luthor. I was a little skeptical in how they were going to portray this particular villain in this iteration of the movie based on the trailer. But I had faith, since we were talking about Hoult, which is a great actor in my opinion, very underrated. I think he has shown a lot of range throughout his career with a lot of different movies, and in this one he really shines. The way they wrote him is not so much as an intimidating force, but rather a smart, conniving, and evil businessman of sorts, and I think that his scenes with his henchmen and the scenes against Superman works very well. And with a lot of modern day superhero movies, they usually have other superheroes helping our Superman, or other entities show up throughout the movie. And this one's no different. We have Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, and Eddie Gantagy as Mr. Terrific. It's a trio called the Justice Gang, which was pretty funny. And I think all of them were great. They added a great addition of comedy, and their actual powers are really cool in the movie. Which brings me to my next point, the visuals. This movie has some of the best visuals that I've seen in a long time. And with the modern day and age, the threshold for good graphics has continued to go up and up. But this one just blew all expectations out of the water. And you can see it in the trailer that the graphics and the CGI and the VFX are absolutely incredible. And seeing this on the big screen was something else. I didn't see it in 3D, so I can't comment on that. I think it's been over a decade since I've seen a movie in 3D, because they usually end up being like a pop-up book. But the actual visuals itself are incredible. Truly, truly a feat. Everything looks so realistic. And what you're looking at is not of this planet. It's not of this Earth yet. It just blends in perfectly inside of the world, the actual real-life world you're looking at, if that makes sense. So really a big feat in that sense. But deep within this movie, there's a lot of heart, which I really appreciated and enjoyed. I think that having that fundamental idea of Superman at the core of this movie really made it leaps and bounds ahead of other superhero movies. I also have to give some love to Krypto, Superman's dog in the movie. Or really not his dog, but his companion, I guess, in the movie. Just, again, amazing graphics, but I love the absolute aggressiveness but adorableness of Krypto in the movie. I thought that added a good element of humor and a lot of cool plot points, actually, throughout the movie. And he comes clutch in a lot of sequences as well, which is pretty cool. But above all else, I thought that the story and the plot was very interesting. The way that Superman is villainized by Earth, by the people on Earth, and how that sort of shifted around Lex Luthor's motives without going too much into it and spoiling anything. But yeah, that idea and concept is very cool, and the story just keeps really moving along very well. Things aren't shown just for the sake of it. They aren't shown just for visual sake, because this movie could have easily done that, but rather they rely on smart, sharp storytelling to get through this. In terms of complaints, I don't really have too many. I think one thing that I can say, and I believe a lot of people would agree with this, is that there is a lot going on. Like I said, the plot is very sharp and continues moving along, and things are shown for a reason, but there is quite a bit going on, and depending on who you ask, this can be seen as a bit messy, but in my opinion, I didn't mind it. I liked the chaoticness of it and how it just kept moving, and while some things were a little outrageous, it still worked within the theming and the tone of the movie. Whether or not this took away from a few things that could have been fleshed out, that's a whole nother discussion, and possibly a gripe of the movie, but all in all, I really enjoyed watching this on the big screen, and I do believe that it is worth the hype. It's a great summer movie. I sometimes am a big fan of big blockbusters that do have some heart and some brains to it, and this one delivers on all fronts. If you enjoy the entertainment aspect, the cinematic aspect of it, along with comedy and entertaining, all the things you would expect in a blockbuster like this one, I don't think you're going to leave disappointed at all. Now, I probably should have prefaced this, but I'm not a mega fan of Superman. I like Superman as the character, and I really like what he stands for, but I am not a comic reader myself, or I haven't really dived deep into that character and seen all the things that he's been in. I've seen some of the Man of Steel, and I've seen him in Justice League, and of course I know of him, but I haven't really dived into the comics or anything like that. So I can't really speak on the portrayal of him as the character or anybody else in this universe that Superman is in. Those who are diehards of the Superman world might see a lot more gripes, and they might see some things that they didn't like. Maybe. I've been reading a few things from diehard fans being a little disappointed by it, but as a more casual Superman viewer and enjoyer, I thought that this was an excellent movie to watch, and I really enjoyed it a lot. If I had to give this movie a rating out of 10, I think I would go with a 9, a straight 9 out of 10. I'm not sure how it'll age in the next few years, and if I watch it again, what I'll think about it, but as a first time watch, I definitely give this a very solid 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think of it? Was it worth the hype, or was this just another superhero movie that people can skip? Let me know below, and if you like this content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date with the latest videos just like this one.